Hello, I am Evangelist First Lady Sharon Liner out of Houston, Texas, bringing you home daily Bible readings. Those are those readings that bring you all the way through the week up to that Sunday morning Christian education Sunday school. We're going to be doing September 30th. That's today, Wednesday, September 30th. David and Jonathan bond together, 1 Samuel 18, 1 through 5. So yesterday's lesson talked about David slays the Philistines with a stone. Today it's talking about this love where David and Jonathan bond together. And it came to pass when he made an end of speaking unto Saul, the soul of Jonathan was knit to the soul of David. So now Jonathan, the son of Saul, Saul is the king. Saul has a son, Jonathan. Jonathan's soul is knit together with this David who has killed the Philistine and saved the whole country. And Jonathan loved him as his own soul. And Saul took him that day and would let him go no more to his father's house. So Saul recognizes the power of God on him. And Saul says, don't go back to your father's house. You're not living with your father anymore. You're not doing anything in his household. You are now going to be in the king's household. And we see that later, whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. And sometimes you don't reap things in this life, you reap them in the next life. And Saul eventually does that because his grandson is taken in. Then Jonathan and David made a covenant because he loved him as his own soul. So in the Old Testament, covenants were those things where you made a bond and you did not break that covenant for any reason. Covenants were lifelong. Covenants still are agreeable. You can't change them, that kind of thing. And Jonathan stripped himself of the robe that was upon him and gave his garments, even his sword and his bow, to his girdle. So he took everything off of him. And he says, all of this belongs to you. Why? Because he loved David. He was knit together. He was bound together with him. The lesson is going to be love and devotion to others. So we are seeing now this love that Jonathan has for David and how he bound together with David. And David went out whithersoever Saul sent him and behaved himself wisely. He didn't get all crazy and disjointed because now he was living in the king's house, but he behaved himself wisely. And Saul set him over the men of war, and he was accepted in the sight of the people and in the sight of Saul's servants because he behaved himself wisely. He didn't get all out of control. He wasn't all bent out of shape. He behaved himself wisely. That is home daily Bible reading. David and Jonathan bound together. 1 Samuel 18, 1 through 5. It is a binding of two men brought together because God put it in his hands that Jonathan, in his heart, that Jonathan should love David as his own self. I'm First Lady Sharon Liner out of Houston, Texas. This is September 30th Home Daily Bible Reading, getting you ready for that Sunday morning Sunday school, one lesson a day leading up to it. So this is September 30th. God bless.